Hi, everyone. I'm here with Greg Cohen with Campus Bound, and I'd like to take a second to help educate my network and my clients on some of the options out there to help parents prepare their kids for college. Greg Cohen runs a company called Campus Bound, where they help kids and parents deep dive into all the options with college, understanding the application process. He even helps hold the kids accountable on the application process, and then in the end, can help negotiate costs. Greg, thanks for joining me today.
Thanks for having me.
Awesome. So we're going to keep this short because I want to make sure everyone stays engaged. I want to start with understanding, why do parents bring you on to help them with their kids? What's the driving? What do you see?
Yeah, I mean, there's really two major parts to our business. And one of them is about the college search and application process. And the college admissions process is far different than when we went to college. I have a daughter that's at college age now, and so I can really appreciate how different it was personally as well as professionally for the last 20 years. And the marketing is very good. The admissions and the application process is much more complex. It's more competitive than when we went. And so helping students navigate that so they can take this next step and find that school that's a good fit, and make sure they're really showing their best. That's the real reason why people come to us. And on the financial side, where we help people to try to reduce the cost, I think a lot of it is because it's so expensive. Let's call it what it is. And there's the process for getting financial aid, for getting scholarships, for reducing the cost is its own language. And so we help to navigate that to help reduce the cost.
Well, and quite frankly, we hear parents say, "Oh, well, the kids can just take student loans themselves," which, as you and I have talked about in some of the case like client situations we've seen together, it's not that easy anymore. It's not like it used to be when we all got our degrees, and that's important to help parents understand too. So, when you're working with families, how do you help kids and parents pick the best school for their family?
The way we think about this college search process is really in three legs. It's got to be a good fit academically. Does it have the majors they want? Can the student get in there? Non-academically, does it have the culture, the size, the feel, the distance from home, the activities that people do on the weekends? And, so the personality of the school, is it a good match? And then the third important leg is the financial part. And so financially, is it going to be within your budget? What is your budget? And that's where Windus can help out really is what's your budget? And then we'll know the schools that are going to be more likely either because their cost is less or because they will give the students scholarships or grants could get to that point where it's not going to put you or your child into financial hardship in the long term. So we really take that holistic approach and work with the student, get to know them and get to know what the goals of the family are so that we can then help them to build that list of schools.
When you're working with a student and they say, "Hey, look, I think I want to be this," but then you're working with them and you know, there's a lot of degrees out there that people don't know about. Do you help kids understand all the different career options they actually have?
We do. We actually use a great career assessment tool that scientifically helps them to see what fits based on their aptitudes and interests, and then also just through discussion and how they can go and do more research on it. It's ultimately their path. So we have a scientific approach, but then also a feel approach where we'll really encourage people to look at the classes you'll be able to take in college, or being able to do internships so that you can learn about it, talk to people, talk to friends so that you can really see all the great opportunities that are out there.
This is this is excellent information, Greg. Anyone who's listening to this who wants a little bit more information, I encourage you to check out his website. His website is campusbound.com. Campusbound.com. You can also reach out to me and I can make a connection to Greg. Greg, what's the ideal age a parent should really start to connect with you?
Really during the sophomore year or maybe the junior year. From the sophomore year perspective, it's great from a financial standpoint because it takes a little time to figure out what's your budget, and knowing that going into the search can be extremely helpful. There's
Absolutely.
also potential strategies to get more financial aid if you make the changes before you enter that financial aid window. So sophomore year, definitely for the financial part, and into the early part of the junior year for help with starting the college search and application process.
Thanks for taking the time. I hope to do at least another video to give people more information. And again, it's campusbound.com.
Thanks, Witness.